filming this video for you. DFW, Dallas, Fort. On my way to Belize. Always looking at the wrong spot for the camera. I'm going to talk about Gothic versus Romanesque architecture. I've got some notes for you, and I'm going to, that you watched, I'm going to read to you a little bit and make sure you know your homeworks, and we'll see each other in person. But let me read for a little bit that I don't want you to forget. So I'm just going to read. Both are in the 10th century, the pilgrimages to holy sites were increasing in popularity. In order to accommodate all these visitors, massive cathedrals and churches were built. The churches all shared certain attributes by the ancient Romans and the Byzantine Empire. Architects adopted new methods and philosophies for their building. Late medieval era, Romanesque architecture was replaced by a new Gothic style. Both styles differ in numerous ways, and they also share many attributes. So think about the videos that you just watched last week for your homework. Take a moment and stop. We can pause this video. Think about what attributes they share, okay? So hit pause, get a piece of paper, write down what attributes they share. Okay, we're back. If you didn't do it right now. Let me give you a quick view of where I am. I'm not going to have any food on the flight, just drinks and a few little. And we had some Auntie Anne's pretzels, so too many carbs, but it's vacation, right? So here's what they both shared. They both included arches and vaults. The Romanesque architecture contained numerous semicircle arrow vaults. This is a reflection of the Roman archers, which were also curved in this manner. These arches and vaults, unfortunately, craned to the, and believe it or not, people were not less smart than they are today. Just as time progressed and evolved, we understood more, and we could build on that foundation. No pun intended. So the Romanesque buildings required a lot of support, and the support that was given at that time were just making the walls thicker and thicker and thicker. Contrastingly, the Gothic architecture is known for its pointed arches and groin vaults. So you've heard about groin vaults now from watching those 3 videos. These arches and vaults were debuted in the St. Denis Cathedral. Because of their unique shape, the pressure was sent to the floor. This then enabled architects to use smaller supports, and now we could thin down the walls. Architects reshaped the idea of the Romanesque arches and barrel vaults, and in doing so, we get much more spacious cathedrals, much light, roominess. So the largest Romanesque and the Gothic architecture you're going to find is the amount of light and space. Romanesque cathedral, natural light source. We're constantly forced to rely on a lot of candles. The windows were either non-existent or extremely small, and they're so thick, right? So you have this deep, deep window. Appear to be fortresses with really dark interiors and very hefty support. Stained glass was very rare. Think about this, based on the symbolism of light, particularly the idea that God works through light. So we have the symbolism and the idea of the faith in light, Jesus being the light of the world, God shedding his light on humanity, and then wanting their structures and their architecture to model this. Gothic churches included many windows, and we often have this large ornate window, which would be the centerpiece of the cathedral. So today, we talked about this in class, you can go right in Washington, D.C. for free to the National Cathedral, built in the traditional, true Gothic style with flying buttresses, growing vaults, and beautiful, amazing stained glass. There is a rose window. And we also have a stained glass window for each state. Because of the lesser amount of support needed, now we could go up, up, up with these Gothic cathedrals. We have much thinner walls. We have a vast space represented. Because these, they didn't just appear spacious and expansive when compared to Romanesque churches, they really were. They both boasted beautiful exteriors. Romanesque exteriors were often composed of two tall towers, flanking a large central portal in the center, resembling the shape of a cross. The shape of the towers differed greatly between churches. A row of small arches typically decorated the facade of a Romanesque cathedral. Gothic cathedrals also had a central portal. This portal was often bordered by two smaller portals to create symmetry. So these portals are representing the Holy Trinity. Again, we have this architecture meeting life, meeting faith, meeting the belief system. And we go back to the outside of Gothic cathedrals, and that's when we start to see the arches, the spires. Typical Gothic facades were more intricate than Romanesque exteriors. Romanesque and Gothic architecture shared many similarities, but then I want you to think about the differences. Think about the bulkiness of the Romanesque cathedral and the lightness and the space of the Gothic. Okay, so what I want you to do for your homework is I want you to go online and for Romanesque cathedral and a famous Gothic cathedral and sketch both. Sketch and then of either the inside of the exact one that you drew, or no, I don't want to say or. Google so you can find and make sure to include the significant details that make that structure either Gothic or Romanesque. So 2 pictures, take your time, sketching the outside. If you want to keep it black and white with just pencil, that's fine. If you want to pull out your colored pencils and you want to include shrubbery and trees and sunrise, sunfrown, people walking, that's great also. Make sure that each cathedral that you sketch is based on a real place. Name that real place. One of them is in the new architecture book that you've received. Okay? And so I will see you back in 2 weeks. Nice to chat with you.